Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And this time we're looking at something pretty serious, the earthquake aftermath in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
You sent over an article from ABC News from April 5th, 2025, about a week after the earthquake hit.
Right.
Pretty strong to 7.7 magnitude, I think it was.
Yeah, 7.7.
And I really want to focus on, the human cost here,
Yeah.
the casualties in both Myanmar and Thailand, and just kind of see what the situation is like, more than a week after the initial event.
Yeah, I think this article is really interesting because it gives us that snapshot. We had the immediate reaction, but now we're starting to get a sense of, the true scale of things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's jump right in, starting with Myanmar. The article mentions that the death toll has risen significantly.
It has.
As of Saturday, April 5th, it's at 3,374,
Wow.
which, is a pretty big jump from those early reports we were getting. And the number of injured is also really high, 4,850.
Yeah, and that's according to MRTV, their state media over there.
Yeah.
But I think what's even more, indicative of the situation still being so critical is the number of people missing.
Oh, right.
Still 220 people unaccounted for in Myanmar alone.
So it's not over.
No, it's not over at all.
The immediate danger has passed,
Mhm.
but clearly the human tragedy is still kind of unfolding.
It is, and our rescue operations are still going on, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's been more than a week, and they're still searching, which I think, just really tells you how much damage there is.
Absolutely.
The article also touches on some of the international aid efforts there.
Right.
What can you tell me about that?
So it specifically mentions China and Russia have stepped in.
Yep.
They sent rescue crews, disaster response teams to Myanmar.
So a global effort.
Yeah.
Interesting, though, on the flip side, the article does point out that there are no U.S. government-led rescue teams present.
Yeah.
And they attribute that to, the reported dismantling of U.S. aid by the Trump administration.
It's a really interesting detail. I mean, it makes you think about, how international aid is changing.
Yeah, what influences those decisions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about Thailand, specifically Bangkok.
Yeah.
The impact there seems to be a little different, but still very significant.
Yeah.
The article says at least 23 deaths in Bangkok have been reported.
Yes. And a sad detail here is that most of those deaths actually happened at a construction site.
Oh,
A high-rise building that collapsed, 15 people
wow.
died there. So really just shows you how far-reaching, the effects of this earthquake were.
It does, and how vulnerable even cities can be in these situations.
Absolutely.
Sadly, Bangkok is also dealing with missing persons, just like Myanmar.
Yes.
City officials there say dozens are still unaccounted for, meaning rescue operations are ongoing there too.
Yeah, it's, I think when you look at all of this information, the key takeaway is that the human cost of this earthquake is so huge.
Right.
And it's still growing.
Yeah, it's not static, right?
Yeah. No, it's not over.
It's not just about that initial hit.
It's about the days and the weeks afterwards as they try to rescue people, as they discover the true extent of, the loss.
And it's interesting to think about the international aid aspect of it too, where it's present, where it's not.
Right. And I think it makes you think about the challenges involved, right?
Oh, huge.
Just trying to locate people, rescue them.
The logistics, the emotion of it all.
Yeah, for the rescuers and the families, it's just an incredibly difficult situation.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap of what we've learned from this article from April 5th
Okay.
from ABC News. So in Myanmar, the reported death toll has risen to 3,354, injured hundreds still missing.
Right.
In Bangkok, at least 23 deaths. Also, many people still unaccounted for. And like we said, international aid is being provided in Myanmar by countries like China and Russia, while the U.S. government's absence is noted in the report.
It's a lot to take in,
Mhm.
and it really kind of leaves you with a question, to ponder.
Yeah. Was that?
Think about the immense complexity of coordinating these search and rescue operations after an earthquake of this magnitude.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the logistical nightmares, the emotional toll. I mean, what needs to be done first,
Right.
And what kind of long-term support will these communities need to actually recover?
Wow.
It's something to consider.
It is. It's a lot to think about.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Well, thanks for breaking all that down for us.
Of course.
And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See that.